So in this video, I want to sketch y equals 2 to the power of x. So this is an exponential curve. Let's draw some axes first, and then we can investigate what it looks like. Okay, so I think that it is best with this graph to first consider a table of results, okay? So you can really visualize what's happening when we substitute numbers in. We're not going to plot those numbers, but it's just going to give us an idea about what it looks like. So let's say I substitute in -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So let's start from x is 0. 2 to the power of 0 is 1. When x is 1, we've got 2 to the power of 1, which is 2. Then when x is 2, 2 to the power of 2, so 2 squared is 4. And when x is 3, 2 cubed is 8. And so you're getting 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, etc. So these numbers are getting very big very quickly. So this doubling nature is an example of exponential growth. Okay? When x is -1, we have 2 to the power of -1. Now the minus sign in the index means 1 over. So 1 over 2 to the 1 is just a half. Now when x is -2, 2 to the -2 is the same as 1 over 2 squared, which is 1/4. When x is -3, that's the same as 1 over 2 cubed, and 2 cubed is 8. So we have 1/8. And so as you go back in this direction, you're going to get 1 over 16, 1 over 32, 1 over 64, 1 over 1 over 16, what did I go to? 1 over 16, 1 over 32, 1 over 64, 1 over 128, 1 over 256, 1 over 512, etc. Okay? So what's happening is that as x is going into the negative direction, the fractions are getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and getting closer and closer and closer to 0. So the curve gets closer and closer and closer and closer to 0 and tends towards it. And hence there is an asymptote, a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0. So on the x-axis. Now, as x is increasing, the y values increase very quickly. So, although the curve is tending towards the x-axis from that direction, when it's to the right of the y-axis, it accelerates upwards, okay? And it gets faster and faster and faster. Where it crosses the y-axis is the point I'm interested in, which is when x is 0, which is at 1. And so this is my sketch. We've got exponential growth all the way along this curve, okay? Because we are doubling each time. But this is what y equals 2 to the x looks like. So in the next video, we'll be considering what does y equals 3 to the x look like, what does y equals 4 to the x look like, and so on and so forth. And how do you sketch these graphs?